Good morning, IHSA football family. It is the last of the Watchlist videos as we talk class of 2025 and 2026. If you don't know me, my name is Pierre Lambra, a.k.a. Coach Big Pete, publisher 6 of Deep Dish Football, deepdishfootball.com. Make sure you check out deepdishfootball.com, number one website in about IHSA prep football and recruiting. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Again, because I received a complaint it was a couple weeks ago. I had the De La Salle hat on. Again, this is a comfortable hat. I never went to De La Salle. I used to know one coach at De La Salle, but he's fully retired. So there's no favorites or whatever. But I got to tell you, hey, this is a great hat. Big shout out to Coach Boeheim. But again, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. As always, if you like the work, feel free to leave a tip/donation via PayPal, PayPal/Venmo link below or in this video as you see. And again, email me, coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. And again, recruits, class of 2025, 2026. Make sure you fill out the recruiting questionnaire. Make sure I have your information. Again, I do not sell it. It goes absolutely free to college coaches, especially via spreadsheet. So again, make sure I have your information. And again, for Watchlist, these are my top list recruits. And again, this is currently being filmed April 1st, 2023. No, it's not an April Fool's joke, but April 1st. So if you're watching this in, say, May, June, July, August, October, November, make sure you check it out on deepdishfootball.com, the full list, because there have been names added. Names get added weekly and monthly. And again, still doing free recruiting advisement sessions. So if you're interested in a free recruiting advisement session, it's absolutely free. Let me know through Zoom phone. I did it in person with a bunch of parents from different teams. But let me know. Again, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. All right, let's go. Again, and I'm going to say this again. I'm talking about kids that are going to have 2 more years of football to go, 3 more years of football to go. Things change, especially the 3 years, because I've had kids quit football. I've had kids transfer, but a lot of kids quit football and they go to different sports. And hey, do what you love, and that's the most important thing. There's sometimes I had on a watch list a kid, and I found out later that he really wasn't interested in football, and he decided to go do basketball, and completely understandable. So, just again, things change, and these kids, they gotta have fun, and they gotta do what they're passionate and they love. So, just to let everyone know. All right. So let's go into the class of 2025 recruits, top recruits in the state of Illinois so far. Again, this is April 1st, 2023. If you're watching this much later, check the watch list on deepdishfootball.com. Gabe Kaminski, Nazareth Academy. The kid's been an absolute beast. Saw him at the win performance. It's like 2 years ago. It's a long time. The kid's been getting an offer. He's going to get more offers. Gabe Kaminski is that dude. He is the real deal. I consider him one of the best defensive linemen in the country, just compared to some of the other linemen that they're talking about, especially defensive ends. Gabe Kaminski's that kid. And again, all of his progressions, if you look at it through his sophomore year from his freshman year, he's been unbelievable. His growth is off the charts. Gabe Kaminski's that kid. So definitely, he's the real deal. Next one, a bit of a surprise. Tyler Fortis, Maine South. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Overall, he has the athleticism. I love his hand battling technique, and his aggressiveness. This is going to be a big year for Tyler. So definitely keep an eye out for Tyler Fortis of Maine South. Next one, talking about another big defensive lineman. He could be defensive end. Christopher Burgess Jr., Simeon. He's another top national defensive end. A kid that you must keep a close eye out for. Highly athletic. He is unbelievable. And for so young, to have such a great on-field IQ and instinct is unbelievable. Christopher Burgess Jr. is the real deal. Next from the class of 2025, a bit of a surprise. I know a lot of people are shocked. He was a little bit injured, but I'm very impressed with this young man. I'm impressed with his progressions. Also plays lacrosse. Daniel Van Camp, quarterback out of Lake Forest. I'm very impressed with this man. I did an interview with him, looked at some of his game film, looked at some of his older workout videos, especially from last. It was like I think it was February or January as well. But Daniel Van Camp, quarterback out of Lake Forest High School, is a kid that you must know and could be shooting up those charts, especially with college coaches. Do not sleep on Daniel Van Camp. I'm telling you that right now. I really like his mobility. I also like his size. And I think this is going to be a big proving factor for Mr. Van Camp this year, so don't sleep on him. Next one, Derek Weems, defensive tackle, Edmondson High School in Chicago. Weems is great. Very impressed with this young man. Was sent this huddle, did an interview with him, and I was completely flabbergasted at the talent of Mr. Weems. He is a top defensive tackle in the state of Illinois. Could be a top defensive tackle in the Midwest. Keep an eye out for him. Next one, a quarterback that interested me last year, proved he's a big dog. Braden Little, quarterback out of Quincy Blue Devils. Braden Little, to me, and I'm going to say this right now, he's got that, one of my favorite quarterbacks that I covered a couple of years ago, Zach Oles, a Palatine. He's a little bit undersized, but he is a gamer, and he is a huge playmaker at that quarterback spot. Braden Little, do not sleep on him. Next one, very interesting. I've been watching some of his game film, and he's got the frame. I know he's a defensive back right now, a little bit, but I'm telling you, keep an eye out for this kid. Kaiser Williams, out of Naperville North. Very impressive. Still very raw. But if he finds his spot, possibly linebacker in college, keep a close eye for him. Also a two-sport player. Kaiser Williams, remember that name. Kaiser Williams out of Naperville North. You're going to be shocked. Keep it a very close eye on Kaiser Williams. Next one, Nick Herman. St. Rita, seen as a running back, a multi-purpose running back. I see him as an athlete for St. Rita. Nick Herman's a player to watch. St. Rita, again, they always have kids that graduate and other kids replace. Nick Herman's going to have a big duty on St. Rita, especially with he transferring from Middleton, transferring from St. Rita. Nick Herman is definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Next one, I see him, Brock Petaway, covered his older brother. Brock Petaway at Naperville North, another Naperville North player to keep an eye out for. But Brock Petaway, a wide receiver DB. I like him a wide receiver a little bit more. But Brock Petaway is definitely a kid that you got to check out. I like his speed. I really like his hands. But Brock Petaway is a name you must know. Next one, big boy out of Carmel Catholic, Tommy Lamberti. Very interesting kid. Very impressive from him at the Carmel Corsair camp last summer. He'll knock you straight on your ass. Tommy Lamberti, offensive lineman out of Carmel, is a kid that you must know. Still very raw, needs to work on his footwork, but definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Next one, Garrett Reese, athlete out of Nazareth. And again, you're going to hear a lot more athlete names coming out because, again, there's still questions about where they fit out. Garrett Reese, out of Nazareth Academy, is very impressive. I love his speed. I saw a few videos, especially him catching the ball. Very impressed with his route running. He's definitely going to be a player to check out. Next one, Nate Williams, DB out of Lake Forest High School. He's going to be a national recruit. He is huge. He's getting a lot of accolades. He is an absolute star. Nate Williams out of Lake Forest is unbelievable. Unbelievable speed. Unbelievable on-field IQ for that age. Very impressed with him. Nate Williams, Lake Forest. He transferred out from Indiana, but Nate Williams at Lake Forest. Next one, Nolan Daly, defensive lineman. I see him as a little bit for Nazareth Academy. Another big boy, gets the job done. Great technique as well for being that young. but he's another player to keep an eye out for. Next one, big-time running back out of Richards, Miles Mitchell. Saw some of his game film, watched it again, and I was like, well, you know what? That's actually pretty impressive, and especially with the level of patience and the cuts that he makes. Miles Mitchell out of Richards is a kid that you must know about. Next one, Safe Kowaska, defensive lineman out of Glenbard South. He plays a little bit of offensive line for the Raiders. I'm very interested. He's getting to that 6'4" spot. Still hasn't grown fully into his body. Can be seen as a projected project when he gets into the college level, but definitely a big-time player that you must keep an eye out for. Next one. Kid's been putting stats up on the sheets last fall. He absolutely killed it. Braden Trimble out of Mount Zion. This kid is absolutely killing the IHSA game. You're going to see his name again this fall. But Braden Trimble, Mount Zion, well, he played a little bit wide receiver, also played a little bit on defense. But Braden Trimble is that kid. He is the real deal. Definitely a name that you must know. Next one, Joe Rohde, offensive lineman out of Bennett. Very raw. He has the size. We're going to see how the maturation process and his growth at offensive lineman still has to work heavily on his technique. Next one, the big stud recruit, Terrence Smith, also a basketball star too. I've taken this kid's name off and put his name on a list on and off about 5 or 6 different times because I keep hearing, well, he's going to play basketball, he's going to play football, and that. I'm just going to keep it on. Terrence Smith, he's got a bunch of offers. I think he can be an absolute star at the college level from West Aurora. Terrence Smith is unbelievable. His athleticism, his hands, just overall, the kid is an absolute stud. So Terrence Smith, wide receiver from West Aurora, is a name that you must know. All right, we're going to go down a little bit more. Owen Lee. Owen Lee out of Carbondale. I love this kid. Athleticism and the size as well. Again, we're talking about the rawness. Again, offensive linemen, they're like clay. It takes years to build. Owen Lee is going to be one of those guys that you got to keep an eye out for. Don't sleep on the kid. Burke Gotcher, wide receiver out of Sycamore. Yep, we got another Sycamore star up and coming. Really like his speed, like his ability to catch the ball in traffic. Also, I love his ability to get to the end zone. Brooke Atcher is going to be one of those kids that you keep an eye out for. Next one, Trey Zovnar, tight end, Lincoln Way East. Hey, Lincoln Way East, they got to have at least 3 studs every class. So, Trey Zovnar is one of those kids, absolute stud. Again, still a little bit more athletic. Is he a definite tight end? He could play a couple of other spots. But Trey Zovnar is that kid that you must know about. Love his hands. Love his leverage, too. He's a kid to keep an eye out for. Next one, Nico Lococo, athlete out of Lamont, the little cannonball that could. He can do everything and anything for a team. This is a kid that you must keep a close eye out for. Linebacker / lineman. Nico Lococo is a kid that you must know out of Lamont High School. Next one, big star, Matt Merrick, offensive lineman out of Sandburg. And Sandburg, I'm going to tell you right now, they got some big boys. And this guy, Matt Merrick, is the real deal. Will put you on your ass. Very impressed with his mobility. Would like to see, again, a little bit more of the arm fighting technique. Hand fighting technique. I apologize. But overall, good, solid lineman. And especially where he's projected to go into that top 20 percentile for linemen. He's definitely a kid to keep an eye for. Next one, DeJarian Miller, wide receiver, East St. Louis. And East St. Louis, for some reason, every year, they got to have at least 2 good wide receivers and 2 good defensive backs and a lineman as well. DeJarian Miller from East St. Louis is a killer of secondaries. The kid is an absolute star. He is a beast. This kid is going to be a national spotlight player, a kid that you must know about. Next one, Tavarius Edwards, defensive back, Bolingbrook. Very impressed with this young man. Very impressed with this young man. Overall, looking at his film, and I didn't see his class, I thought he was a senior. This kid is going to be a special player and a kid that you must know about. Next one, defensive lineman. He can play a couple spots, also a little bit of a tight end as well. But Nate Snap of Lake Zurich, another highly athletic person that's part of this Lake Zurich team. And they have a lot of great athletes. It's very impressive, especially their linemen. High agility. Nate Snap is one of those kids. Really love his ability, especially taking on the double teams to sniff out the ball carrier. Nate Snap out of Lake Zurich, kid that you must know. Next one. The Little Red Devil, the speedster, Misha Antipov, athlete out of Hinsdale Central. This kid is a kid that you must know about. I am so impressed with this young man. Very impressed. Just his speed, his acceleration, his movements, his cuts. Very impressed with him. If you look at his game film, it's a shocker. Been hearing about this kid. I'm out of Westmont, so I keep hearing about this kid. So definitely, I saw his game film. He's the real deal. Next one, Shimon Hamilton, defensive tackle, East St. Louis. We got us another big defensive lineman out of East St. Louis. He's getting a little bit worried, but Shimon Hamilton is the real deal. Interviewed him, looked at his game film, was like, wow, this is actually quite impressive. Shimon Hamilton is the next big dog defensive lineman out of East St. Louis that you must know about. Overall, great athleticism. Good job at closing up the gaps. He's a kid that you must know. Next one, got an offer from Notre Dame. I think he got an offer from Notre Dame. Dominic Holick. He's an athlete, running back, wide receiver. Also can play a little bit of defense. Out of IC is a kid that you must know. The kid is a star. Another national recruit. Very impressive this class. This class of 2025 has got a lot of great athletes, and Dominic Holick is one of them, a kid that you must know. All right. So we got next Gavin Burt, Marmion Academy. Another kid, looked at his freshman film, sophomore film, the progressions that he has made is unbelievable. Where he's projected at now is very impressive. Again, into that top 20 percentile for linebackers. Gavin Burt is that kid. Keep a very close eye out, especially on Marmion Academy. But Gavin Burt, very impressed with his on-field IQ and his vision. Another kid that you keep an eye out for. Next one, Brad Fitzgibbon, defensive end, out of Marist. Another Marist big boy that's getting stuff done. He is going to be the next big recruit from Marist. Unbelievable. Very impressed with his upper body strength. Very impressed also with his footwork too. Again, he is the real deal. He's almost into that level where he played last year, almost where he got to that senior level. So with the projections, he is probably going to be projected, especially when we talk about percentiles, into that top 10 percentile, national percentile. So keep a very close eye. Next one, Charles Pryor, linebacker, Loyola Academy. Yes. This kid is very underrated. One of those kids that you got to keep a close eye out, especially when we get to this season, especially those first 4 games. Very impressed with this young man's athleticism. Definitely a kid to check out. This kid, I did not take him off my list. He should be off his list. He transferred. Jason Dowell, defensive tackle, Cahokia. He's already got a bunch of offers. He's going to get more offers. Jason Dowell is the top defensive tackle, the top national defensive tackle. He's probably going to get to that top 5 percentile for national prospects. He's going to be a top 100 recruit in the nation. Jason Dowell is a kid that you must know. Next one, CJ Amici, athlete out of Johnsburg. Very impressed with this young man. Can do it all. Frame, natural build. He is that dude. Keep an eye out from CJ Amici out of Johnsburg. Christian Pierce, linebacker, Brother Rice. He's got offers from Texas. National recruit, a national top 100 when we talk about recruits for the class of 2025. He's going to continuously get more offers. Everyone loves his physique, loves his speed. He is that dude. He is the real deal. So please understand that. I've gotten, I'll talk about it later, but there's a reason why there's a thing called scouting. I'll explain. I'll explain after this class. I talk about this class. Josh Feldman, Lincoln, Lincoln Way West. Yeah, it's Lincoln Way West linebacker. Did an interview. Checked out his game film again. Then checked out his game film last month. I'm impressed with this young man. Josh Feldman, to me, could be a top Midwest regional linebacker. He's very impressive. I really like his reads. I like the way he tackles. Josh Feldman is that dude. Next one, Connor Gregory, quarterback at Oswego East as now, I believe. Connor Gregory, quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois for the class of 2025. Again, grades out into that top 5 percentile recruits for quarterbacks. Connor Gregory is that kid that you're going to keep a very close eye out for. A name that you must watch. Really like his accuracy. Really like it. I love him throwing on the run. Definitely a kid to check out. Gavin Hagan, defensive back, Providence Catholic, has already got one big offer from Akron. Just got his first offer from Akron. He's going to get more offers. He's going to be another kid that's going to be a highly touted recruit, especially when we get into this summer, because college coaches definitely want to see him. He's going to keep climbing up that ladder, and he's going to get more offers. Probably could walk away with 14, 16 offers. He's going to be that kid. Overall athleticism and awareness are very impressed with him, especially his growth at reading quarterbacks. He is a player to keep an eye out for. Next one, Deshaun Williams, athlete, St. Francis. I'm more of a running back slash DB, if I'm not mistaken. But Deshaun Williams is, again, another top. We talk about top recruits. He's already got some offers. He's going to get some more big offers. But Deshaun Williams is a kid of St. Francis, is a kid that you must know about. All right. Tyler Stamatis out of Oswego East contributed to his sophomore year to Oswego East, an athlete. Very interested to see this kid's growth when we talk about into the first 3 games. Is going to be another camp prospect that you got to keep an eye out for this summer. Keandre White, defensive back, St. Rita. Keandre White absolutely blew me away when they went against Nazareth Academy. Very impressed with this young man. Overall hip tracing, does a wonderful job. Keandre White, DB out of St. Rita, is a kid that you must know. Tony DeWald, athlete, Lyle High School. Yep, Lyle's getting those top recruits now. I swear, every 2 years. Tony DeWald's the real deal. Running back, wide receiver, can also play defense. Highly athletic, small school stud that you must know about. Next, we'll talk about another small school stud. Josh Crandall, athlete, Oregon. Great size from this young man. Is getting looks from big Power 5 programs. Josh Crandall is the real deal. Do not sleep on Josh Crandall from Oregon. Keep a very close eye on Josh Crandall. I'm telling you this right now. Next one, Gavin Tinch, defensive tackle, Prairie Ridge. Absolutely love this kid. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the Midwest. High character kid. High on-field IQ. Battles for the ball carrier. Eats quarterback's lunches. Gavin Tinch is that kid. Defensive tackle, Prairie Ridge. Do not sleep on him. He's going to get offers, and he's going to get more offers every month. He's going to be a huge summer camp prospect. Keep a close eye out for. Next one, Ryan Mascari, tight end, a little bit of athlete at Neuqua Valley. Great size, great frame, still raw. Still got some cement in the shoes, but definitely a kid that you're going to keep an eye out for. Marquand Thompson, Downers Grove South athlete. Very interested in the kid, especially when I saw him it was 2 years ago at Throw It Deep. Very interested to see how he grows, especially going into this season. Overall size and ability, especially to make a play. He's going to be a tremendous playmaker for DGS. Caden O'Rourke, defensive end, Lincoln Way East. He's got some offers. He's going to get more offers. He has been an unbelievable talent. He is that kid. He's that kid just like his brother. And it continuously, Caden O'Rourke, again, will be interesting to see how his growth is, especially with his size. On weight puts a little bit more muscle on. He could be the real deal. He's a Power 5 player. Keep a very close eye out for that next. Keep a very close eye out for Caden O'Rourke. Brandon Sachs. All right. Brandon Sachs. Friend. I keep mispronouncing that. But Brandon Sachs, real deal. Very impressed with his overall athleticism. Can play both sides of the ball. Definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Josh, I got to hurry up with this. Josh Loria, defensive lineman, Maris. Again, Maris is having an impressive defensive line for 2 seasons. Joshua Loria is one of those kids you got to keep an eye out for. Again, still very raw. Raw compared to Fitzgibbons. But what's going to be very interesting to see, again, hand combat and overall, again, pinching the gaps is going to be very impressive. But definitely Joshua Loria is one of them. Next one, bit of a surprise. Bruno Massey, quarterback, York. Very impressed with this young man, the way he carries himself, especially as a quarterback. Overall accuracy, too. Very impressed with this young man. York has got another big time quarterback coming out. Bruno Massey is the real deal. Very impressed with this young man. Overall, with his throws, good. Nice touch on the ball too. I would like to see again a little bit more of his progressions and his reads when we get into the fall and going into the winter. Lucas Fairs, athlete out of Westmont, absolute star all conference. Lucas Fairs is that dude, is a kid that you must know about out of Westmont, athlete, small school stud. Santino Floraro, wide receiver out of Montini, very impressed with his overall athleticism. Like to see some more catches, especially with his catching technique. Great speed, good inside acceleration. He'll be another interesting player when we get into next year. Joey Bedell, edge rusher, Bolingbrook, and Joey Bedell. Very impressed with his game film. More like to see again, more with the hand fighting and foot technique. Overall speed, great, especially coming off the edge. Very impressed with him reading the plays. He's another player to keep an eye for. Hunter Glasgow, athlete, Deerfield, and Hunter Glasgow. He's got the size, he's got the frame. Still has not really grown. He's progressing, but he has not grown fully into his body. If he does it quickly and he gets into that junior season, going into that senior season, he could be a Midwest regional recruit. Hunter Glasgow out at Deerfield is a kid that you must know. Next one, the top recruit from the state of Illinois for the class of 2025 that everyone is talking about, Talon Taylor, wide receiver out of Geneva. Yes, he is that damn good. Overall, the way he carries himself, his athleticism, his on-field IQ, high character kid. Talon Taylor is that dude. He is that kid that could be on a program that a program needs a face for, and they could smack that, put him on the face of the college program. That's Talon Taylor. He is the real deal. Unbelievable athleticism, great hands. He's got it all. Overall, his progressions are almost senior-like, where he played like a senior his sophomore season. Again, the kid's absolutely impressive. Talking to one of the Big Ten coaches, he's like, "Yeah, we're not going to get him because he's that damn good." He is unbelievable. He exuberates that talent. He's got that from 2015-16 Julian Love type of talent and potential. He's that damn good. Talon Taylor is the real deal. Coy Taylor, wide receiver, St. Joseph Ogden, putting massive numbers on, multiple sport player, kid that you must know about, unbelievable talent. underrated speed, and great on-field IQ. Michael McDonald, offensive lineman, Andrew High School. Very impressed with this young man. Comes down as one of the best offensive linemen for the class of 2025. Could reach the national spotlight within a year. Michael McDonald, offensive lineman out of Andrew. Overall, his strength, his body, and very impressed with his balance at the offensive line. Very impressed with it. You don't see that swaying, especially when he's getting out of his snap. Michael McDonald is a top recruit in the state of Illinois. Nashawn Brown, Johnson College Prep. This kid is an absolute star. Very impressed with him his freshman year. Sophomore year, he just keeps getting better and better and better. Nashawn Brown is that kid. He is going to be one of those top 20 percentile recruits when we talk about it in the state of Illinois for the class of 2025. He is that kid. Very close eye on that, on a young man. John Beamer, defensive end, Rockford Lutheran, still growing into his body. Overall athleticism is off the charts. Definitely a kid that you must know about. Mason Allens, Glenbard West, just like his brother Juju. Unbelievable athleticism. Again, still up in the air where you could see him play. Marcus Fraxon, athlete / quarterback for Morgan Park. Another highly touted kid. Very impressed, especially with some of his throws, and his athleticism is completely off the chart. And again, Morgan Park's going to have a hell of a year, but definitely a kid to keep a close eye out for. Next one, IHSA Penza, defensive end. I'm sorry, I apologize. Athlete for Edwardsville. One of those national recruits that he got his first offer when he was 14. He got his first offer. I forget what school it was. He got his first offer when he was 14. He's getting a bunch of offers. He's that talented, just like his brother. He's going to be, again, he's a national recruit. Just like Taylor, he's in that top 3 recruits from the state of Illinois. IHSA Penza is the real deal out of Edwardsville. All right, let's go down. I have so many names for the class of 2025. I apologize, everyone. Zach Stoloff, offensive lineman from Maine South. Next big, great offensive lineman for the Maine South Redhawks. Just the kid's the real deal. Overall frame. Again, he's going to keep growing into his body. Definitely a player to keep an eye out for. Quinn Morris, Plainfield East. He's got a bunch of offers. He's going to get more offers. Just like his brother, highly touted again. Very impressed with overall his catching ability and on-field awareness. Colton Gamino, quarterback Hersey, again. Top, again, we're talking about another top percentile quarterback. Highly touted from the state of Illinois. Big regional, could hit the regional spotlight pretty soon. Again, overall accuracy. Throwing mechanics are there. One of the best with throwing mechanics. Quarterbacks, definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Colton Gamino out of Hersey. Hersey's just unbelievable, loaded with talent this year. Tyler Lofton, running back, Marion Catholic. Another quarterback that you must, not a quarterback, I'm sorry, running back that you must know about. He's going to lead the list. Overall athleticism, unbelievable. Still needs to work out a little bit on his reads and his patience, waiting for his blocks to develop. Deuce Thornton, Peoria, top big dog lineman out of Peoria. Deuce, unbelievable. He's getting, again, was raw last year, his freshman year, sophomore year, developed a very great. This year, he is going to be an absolute beast. Kid to keep an eye out for. Jack Elliott, athlete, Mount Carmel Caravan, also plays a little bit of quarterback. He's the real deal. I consider him one of the best athletes in the state of Illinois for the class of 2025. Overall speed, overall on-field IQ is unbelievable. The kid's a gamer, kid that you must know about. Briner Inneman, offensive lineman, Nashville. I love this kid, Inneman. Also is a kicker too, big guy kicker, but overall very impressive. I mean, he again still growing with his body, still raw. Overall, I love the way he picks up blitzes and just overall toughness. Again, he'll knock you on your ass. He'll take your supper. Simple as that. Brenner Edmonds to that the kid. Jacob Bell, quarterback, Naperville North. Big time for him. Big time. Aiden Gray's gone. He's taking over the reins. Jacob Bell's going to be that dude. There's just something special about this kid. I've seen this kid on 7-on-7 Naperville North for 2 years straight. You see his sophomore game film. Jacob Bell is going to absolutely destroy it this year. Very impressed with he's got a multifaceted game that people have got to take a notice at. I really believe that he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that's going to absolutely kill in the college game and defeat that Illinois quarterback curse. J.J. McCarthy did it, but there's a lot of quarterbacks. This kid is the real deal, Jacob Bell. Jalen Williams, defensive end out of Palatine. Woo-hoo-hoo. You talk about a straight up old school defender, defensive end. Jalen Williams, he's you just look at the film, and it's like you're watching it from the 80s, 70s. He's that dude. Jalen Williams is unbelievable. Overall athleticism, speed, on-field IQ is one of the best. His ability to sniff out the play. He is that kid, Jalen Williams. Next, Reed Vanberg of Van Boeing. I apologize. I butcher last names. Out of Libertyville, offensive lineman. Again, overall, again, still raw. I love his ability, his center to low gravity when he fires out on a snap. Overall, very impressed from his growth from his freshman year to his sophomore year. Definitely a kid that you got to keep an eye out for. All right, talked about that kid. Tyler Chambers. Tyler Chambers, Lyons Township. Yeah, he's going to be the next big offensive lineman out of Lyons Township. Tyler Chambers, 6'5". See if he grows a little bit more. Whew! He is that dude. Overall hand-fighting technique, very impressed with it. Doesn't show signs of his size being against him. He's growing into his body. Again, you don't see that little waggle that offensive lineman, that too many tall offensive linemen have. He's that kid. Ian Willis, wide receiver, St. Francis. One of the best wide receivers in the state of Illinois. One of the best wide receivers in the Midwest. Ian Willis is that dude. Overall, fits into that top 3 percentile for recruits in class of 2025. Jamari Washington, Morgan Park, absolute star. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. Absolute star. He's taken his game to the largest heights. Very impressed with this young man. Nathaniel Marshall, defensive end, Fenwick. This list is very long. Nathaniel Marshall, defensive end out of Fenwick. One of the best in the state, one of the best in the Midwest. We'll see if he reaches the national spotlight. Very athletic. Again, there were a couple times where he looked like he knew where the play was, but his body wasn't going there. He's going to continuously get better, but he is that dude. J.J. Long, offensive lineman, Crystal Lake South. Hey, it's the land of the Giants. Crystal Lake South, they always got to have one offensive lineman. J.J. Long is that kid. Definitely a kid that you must keep an eye out for. Jacob Genesee, Batavia, could play linebacker. Hey, that's another Genesee from Batavia. What else do you want me to say? Again, highly touted. Going to be another big-time playmaker for Batavia in the coming years. But Jacob Genesee is that dude. Definitely a kid to check out. Jamani Muhammad, running back, Harlem. Pay attention to this kid. This kid's a sleeper. He gets the job done. Multifaceted in the backfield. Definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Austin Franklin, East St. Louis, defensive end, edge rusher, still raw. We'll look, especially with his technique. Definitely another kid to check out. Ethan Plum, quarterback, St. Charles North, one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois. I consider him, again, into that top 3 quarterbacks, along with Jacob Bell. We'll see what happens. This is going to be a big proving time season for him. This season's the big dog season for him. We'll see what happens. He's already got some offers. He's going to get some more offers, but this is the big dog season. But again, he's been in the national spotlight, but again, it's a wait-and-see project with him. This year's got to be a big year for him. He had a big year last year. This year's the big proving point. This is the chisel in the stone. Ethan Plum, but I think he's going to do it. He's that damn good. Dane Sellinger, offensive lineman. He's also got a brother, Zane Sellinger, who's another highly touted recruit. Zane's more of a defensive lineman. And Dane's more of an offensive lineman. Bound to that 6'5", 6'6" range. Definitely a kid to check out. Harvey Bay Jr., defensive tackle. Homewood Flossmoor, one of the best defensive tackles in the state of Illinois. Very impressed with this young man. Continuously grows. Definitely a kid that you must check out. Oh, I got so much on this list. Oh, what I do? Why I make this list so big? Yeah, I talked about Zane. Logan Farrell, tight end, Hersey, formerly Palatine. Absolute love this kid. Continues to grow. He's got some offers. He's going to get bigger offers. Very interested to see how he plays this season, especially how his blocking technique has improved. Jovan Clark, athlete. Morgan Park, this kid, unbelievable. Some was at the Rising Fire 2 years ago. Blew me away. Keeps his film speaks for himself. He is that dude. Do not sleep on Jovan Clark. And I'm talking about not the state because we're not sleeping on him, but the national spotlight. Jovan Clark's that dude. Charlie Cruz, wide receiver, Downers Grove North, is one of the best wide receivers in the state of Illinois for the class of 2025. Overall, athleticism, on-field IQ, vision. He's one of the more polished wide receivers to the class of 2025. Charlie Cruz is that dude. Keep a very close eye out for him. Logan Milish. I apologize for massacring last names. Melishak, quarterback, Nazareth Academy. Love this kid. Absolutely love this kid. Kid's a gamer. He proved it last season. Yes, he's undersized. I understand. But he is a proven winner. He just has that mentality. Great on-field IQ. Underrated accuracy. Logan is that dude. And he's a top state quarterback. But I think he can get into that regional spotlight. He's that kid. Very, very, I tell this to a lot of college coaches, do not sleep on Logan. Richard Desort, wide receiver, Chicago Academy, rising recruit. Especially impressed with his hand technique. Put up some major numbers. Definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Joe Reef. Joe Reef, defensive end out of York. Hey, I was told about this kid his 8th grade year. I was told to keep a close eye out for him, and he's proven everyone right. He is that deal. Joe Reef, defensive end. He's got the bloodline. Unbelievable size. Great frame. Still, again, growing into his body. But overall, he's progressing very nicely. Definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Charles Bass, East St. Louis, a defensive line. Charles Bass, another big-time defensive lineman for the Flyers. Kid that you must know. Overall hand-fighting technique, aggressiveness. Unbelievable player to keep an eye out for. Brandon Paredes, quarterback, now at Manuka. Another big-time quarterback coming to Manuka out of Plainfield East. Brandon Paredes is that kid that you must keep a very close eye out for. Overall, and very impressive, especially with his throw on the run. Overall accuracy on the run, very impressed with that as well. He will be a big-time quarterback. Andrew Lovett, Eisenhower, another big-time recruit. He's getting a lot of big offers. Eisenhower's rocking and rolling. He's one of those kids that you must keep an eye out for. Tyron Martin, running back, East St. Louis, top running back in the state, in the region, and could be a national recruit in a couple months. He's another big-time kid. Now we get to the class of 2026. All right, and again, I want to say this right now. To everyone that's watching, all you recruits and all that stuff, it's not where you are now. It's where you're projected. That's what gets you recruited. There's a lot of people that get complaints. Well, he didn't start. It's not where they're now. It's where they're projected. That's what gets them recruited. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't understand the recruiting game. That's the most important thing. It's not where you're now. It's where you're going to be projected. So please understand that. That's the one thing about scouting that a lot of people do not understand. So just a little heads up. All right. So we go into class of 2026. And again, these kids got 3 years. I've seen a lot of recruits quit the game, do other sports. I had one kid quit. Was a top quarterback in the state of Illinois. He quit was going into his junior season. He became an artist. He's a hell of an artist, and he loves it. He's passionate about it. Again, things change. This is the class of 2026. All right, Jonas Williams, quarterback, Bolingbrook. Star. He absolutely killed it his first game. He started picking up offers. He's going to get more offers. He's a big-time national recruit quarterback out of Bolingbrook. It's going to be very interesting to see how he progresses on his throws when he runs with the ball. That's going to be huge, especially with his accuracy too. He's got that natural playmaking ability. He's a star, and I really do see him coming out, and he's got a good shot at historically being the best quarterback ever to come out of the state of Illinois. And that's not saying that much because we don't have a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of Illinois. But it's a beef state. But Jonas Williams is that kid. Leon Howard, linebacker, East St. Louis, highly athletic, so raw, but just makes plays. He's that kid. And when he gets everything together and he grows, just be scared. Matthew Plum, the little Plum, is St. Charles North. He's a star. He's going to be huge. He's going to be highly recruited when he gets out of the shadow of his brother. And his brother gets all those offers, and he's going to get offers too. But those 2 kids are awesome. Matthew Plum is that kid. King Liggins, defensive end out of Brother Rice. Very impressed with this young man. Very impressed with him. Overall hand-find technique, aggressiveness is another kid you got to keep out for. Bryce Tenzia, athlete, a little bit of tight end. Providence Catholic. Providence Catholic's got an unbelievable class of 2026 that you must pay attention to. Bryce is that dude. I was told by the coach to keep an eye out for him. I checked him out. You're right. He's that dude. Bryce is going to be a top recruit in the state of Illinois, and he could have even hit the national spotlight. Next one, and he's already getting a lot of looks, a little bit because they play an 8-man football, but they also play a little bit of 11-man. I think they're going to full 11-man next year. Harvest Christian Academy, Hunter Nicholas, athlete. The kid is an absolute gamer. Unbelievable talent. If he keeps getting any taller, he's going to have to be playing lineman. I swear. I'm joking, by the way. Hunter Nicholas is that kid. Unbelievable, high-character kid. Highly athletic. Great on-field IQ. He's still growing. Can't wait to see what he can do his sophomore season. But Hunter Nicholas, athlete, Harvest Christian Academy. All right. Jarkarius Green, out of Peoria. Star, size. He's got it all raw. Very, very raw. Again, but all offensive linemen coming out of their freshman season, they're like clay. They got to be molded. It's going to take some time, but he has shown that talent. Zachary Washington, St. Francis, unbelievable talent. Definitely a kid that you got to keep. Definitely a kid that you got to keep a very good close eye out for. Overall talent is there. It's going to be highly recruited when we get into this summer. Brady Palmer, quarterback, St. Francis. Very impressed with this young man. Feel that he can be one of those top recruits. Overall, mechanics needs a little bit working on, but he's got that raw ability. We'll see what happens this year, especially if you get on a JV. But he's impressed people. Rico Schreiber, offensive lineman, Marist. Again, another raw offensive lineman. But overall frame, he's got it. Overall speed, very impressed with that as well. We'll see what happens. I'd like to see a little bit more on his handwork. Gene Ryden, offensive lineman, Hinsdale Central, great frame. He's got to work on his agility, acceleration. Overall, he's got the reach. Definitely a kid to check out. Casey Froman, offensive lineman, only. Another Southern Illinois region player you got to keep an eye out for. Casey Froman's that kid. He's that kid. He'll knock your ass on the ground, and that kid will be about 5 yards deep. But again, still a lot of offensive linemen still very raw. We're going to see how they build up. Jaden Marshall, DB, Crete-Monee. Unbelievable talent. Played on varsity. Jaden Marshall has been a tremendous player, multi-sport athlete. Jaden Marshall, Crete-Monee, defensive back. Do not sleep on him. Riley Contreras plays a little bit of quarterback. Plays some other spots. Hinsdale Central. Another Contreras from Hinsdale Central. You got to know about. He's going to be a big-time recruit. He might even hit that national spotlight by next year. Definitely a kid to check out. Logan Abrams, Cary Grove. Again, tough-nosed kid that you got to keep out for. Again, another wrestler, football player. You got to love it. And Cary Grove gets those disciplined players. Keep an eye out for Logan Abrams. Osen Lansu, quarterback, Downers Grove North. The one most talked about quarterbacks in DuPage County. Young. He's going to be a sophomore. He's going to have to. This is going to be a big season for him at Downers Grove North. Definitely a kid to check out. Saw him on 7-on-7. Saw some of his JV games too. But Owen Lansu's the real deal. Overall, I really like, again, good running, good at the throw on the run, good overall accuracy on the run. Needs to work a little bit more on his mechanics, but it's definitely a player to keep an eye out for. Max Souther, quarterback / athlete, Dunlap. This kid is a star in the making. You're going to hear this name. Do not forget about this name. Max Sutter, out of Dunlap High School. The kid's raw ability is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You're going to hear more and more about this kid year after year. Definitely a kid to check out. And he's got the frame. The frame is unbelievable. Logan Popovich, offensive lineman, Bishop McNamara. Again, another player, continue growing, still raw. He has to work on his speed. That's going to be key, but he has the strength. Xavier Coleman, running back, Providence Catholic, played a little bit of varsity. He's going to be a top running back, going to be a top regional running back by next year. He's definitely a player to check out. Kai Owens, wide receiver, Carmel Catholic. Yeah, he's that dude. He is that player. Unbelievable. Acceleration, agility, overall on-field IQ is there. Like to see him work on his blocking technique a little bit more. And again, overall fighting for the ball, but he's that dude. Colin Ford, Wabanzi Valley, another underrated quarterback that no one is known about. But keep a very close eye on Colin Ford. Keep a close eye on Wabanzi Valley in these coming years, because Colin Ford's that dude. One of the more impressive things with him is his overall accuracy and his ability to make a play, and also really do like the fact 1-2 of his vision on the field. So definitely good to check out. Carter Singer, quarterback, Bishop McNamara. Yeah, we're talking about a Bishop McNamara quarterback. He got injured last season, but just looking at his past videos, his frame, his size, his overall throwing ability, very impressive young man. Definitely a young man to check. And we are done. Finally, make sure, again, fill out the recruiting questionnaire. Again, more names will be added monthly. Make sure you check them out on a watch list if you're watching this. Emails coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip / donation if you have PayPal, Venmo. Still doing free recruiting advisement sessions. Make sure you schedule yours today. It's absolutely free, Zoom, phone, or in person. That's it. Follow me on follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And my email again is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. No, I'm tired.